Yeah, I'm ready. Wait, what did MJ say we're calling this again? Oh, right. No, I got it. I know we're live. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Live. In person, live Raw. Of course we're live. Welcome back to News of My Fiance. Raw, live, in person, live Raw. Morgan Jones and myself, DJ Ambush, reporting live from the 5 Alarm Fire that is downtown Portland. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate your support. Be a part of the text fam chat squad and join the conversation chat. You know, hop in there. Talk some mess.
Change the topics, give us a topic, whatever it is you want to do in there.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to our sponsors, studio sponsors, We Out Here Magazine and Spirited Justice for providing this dope space each Monday, and the Black Business Association of Oregon. Shout out to our production team, Kyle of Residual Audio and Jess for making sure that this show happens every single Monday. And of course, shout out to all of you watching, listening, and staying engaged with us. Ambush, before we get started, I'd like to tell the fiancés to please make sure you like, subscribe, you comment, you ring that motherflubbing bell.
Yes.
We got to get the algorithm to notice us, and that's how it happens.
Yes.
So tell your friends, your family, all the people, maybe your parents, maybe your friends' parents, Like maybe they are confused about a couple of things going on in Portland. Maybe they want to hear from people who live here and know what outside looks like.
Because we go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super, super shout out and, shots in the air for our YouTube subscribers. We are now at 78. The last time I checked.
I just checked.
Okay.
78.
So that means during the last live stream, when I asked everyone there to subscribe, because we were at 65 or 66, somewhere around there. That means they did the business. So shout out to you guys. This is dope. Really, really, again, love the engagement. Just love that everyone's just, involved. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this week, what we chatting about?
We got a lot going on. We even have so much going on that I'm still putting topics into this document right now. We will get you a weekend recap so that you understand why I am so behind.
Yeah.
And trying to grasp at straws in this moment. Because 6:30 comes and there is no can I get 15 more minutes?
It was a heck of a weekend. It was a heck of a weekend. In the best ways possible, to be clear. In all of the best ways possible. But I'm trying to think, did this happen leading into the weekend? I'm going to skip a little section here, come back to the night market situation. So last week, we clipped some videos out. One was the Nice Try Mingus, personal favorite of mine. And then also the Deadstock Beaverton Police collaboration, if you will.
Yeah.
And shout out to everyone that has been sharing the video. Shout out to everyone that's been, checking it out.
For sure.
On the YouTubes and also on Facebook and our Patreon. Super shout out to everyone that sent it to Ian with the intent of snitching us out.
Messy boots.
Shout out to that. So thankfully and expectedly, let me say that, Ian received what we said in the video the way we anticipated he would, because this is the homie. And when you understand the intent of the person talking to you, you're not going to go into it I barely even know them. They're just talking trash. No, dude, this is fam. We were at Black and Tines. This is the homie. And it was a great conversation. It was a really, really great conversation. And it opened up more conversations with other people in the community. And that's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? He took it as the call in and not the call out that some people may have thought it was. Even after saying in the video, this is not a call out, some people still took it as a call out.
I mean, hit dogs holler. I'm just going to say that.
That's on you, bruh.
And if you're always looking for confrontation, it will be found.
Yeah.
You know?
Or if you've done something that has warranted confrontation, you're always waiting for the shoe to drop. So
also that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
There is something to be said about being able to have conversation, tricky conversations, hard conversations, all of those things. There's really something to be said about the skill to do it without being upset.
Yeah.
And it's definitely taken me some time to be able to like breathe through the things that really upset me when having a conversation with people. And I'm not going to say that I'm always great at it. However, the more information you have about the topic that you are trying to be a part of or talk about, the greater the responsibility is to share that information and to get it out to the people who want to do something with it. So there's never going to be a moment where someone I know who has a platform, who is integral to the community, that is doing something that is sparking any sort of, backlash, outrage, whatever. Where I just like go, oh, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's a topic that is not that complicated for me. It is complicated for a lot of folks. But much like Israel, Palestine, it's not complicated.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And yeah, it's always going to be a call in, not a call out, until it has to be. And I'm not saying that in relation to Deadstock. I'm saying that for myself, because I'm trying not to speak in absolutes.
Yeah.
Which I do so often. But yeah, like I'm glad that Ian took that the way that it was meant. I'm glad that other people understood this is far less about a cancellation or anything like that. Which, again, cancel culture does not exist. Every single person that you want to talk about that has been, quote, canceled has a job. They're making money. They're doing the things they want to do.
They're doing quite well.
They're doing fine.
Yeah.
And most of them do better because of the outrage they've received for being a bigot or, racist or whatever the thing is that person gets canceled for. They do a lot better after that.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm happy that it was received the way it was meant. And there's no attack coming from this side,
not at all.
to them.
Not
at all.
Yeah. It was encouraging to see other people in the community chime in. And for them, it was like a no-brainer, like boycott. That's not even on the table. Like no one's doing that. This isn't where we are. Like
it's just. I think I probably already said this, but the performative nature that a lot of performative activists have, and so maybe that's just online activists. Maybe you are a person who doesn't do much other than that. You're not reading a lot, but you're like, I know right from wrong, There's really quick to jump to let's end it all.
Mess.
Which is an interesting way to do it, because if we're being principled and we're talking about I can't, be a part of that, but you can still and do pay your money to Starbucks every day.
Right.
Or for your treat.
Right.
When they are in support of Israel. There are so many companies in America.
Yeah.
That are. And if we're talking principles, you can't be serious if a coffee being bought by police officers is worse than genocide to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to say there's some misunderstandings about what's important.
And how this works.
You're worried about the wrong things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that went well. More of this. Now getting into why the weekend was so busy. So I did Rhythm Seed Farms. I did have a gig yesterday at Rhythm Seed Farms. Really, really dope. They were doing like, I was like live apple cider pressing, fresh apple cider pressing, live apple cider pressing. You know, there were some live musicians, including myself. They were doing some tours of the farm property. The homie that invited me out to spin, they had a, it was a fire pizza oven. What do they call that?
Like a brick oven pizza?
There it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Bomb.
Heard it was amazing.
Oh,
I didn't get a chance. I had to rush and get ready to do the next thing.
Was this because you don't want to have nice things, or is it because you...
I think everyone behind that camera and on the YouTubes know I love nice things. Love them.
Do we?
I love them so much it became a problem. Huh?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. That's when you have to remind me, like, billionaires are bad. And I'm like, how is someone going to get the nice things that I want? Batmobile, in-ground pool, garage under the pool. All of the things what? You know, like, it was preposterous.
Completely unnecessary.
I love nice things.
But not good pizza.
Batmobile golf cart. How many years in a row did I post that on Instagram or Facebook and was like, and my birthday's coming up?
Probably many years.
Yeah. I love the nice things. I just, you know, I was in a hurry to get out of there and get to the next situation.
Yeah. What were you rushing to get to?
The next gig. But that was Sunday. Friday and Saturday was popping at the night market.
Portland Night Market.
First year, had the pleasure of working with Candace Morgan at the Nines brand booth.
Yep.
Accessories all over the place.
Yep.
We had some infamous items, accessories populating.
Yep.
It was very nice, very nice.
Also a collab.
Yeah, collab.
Yeah.
One of the highlights for me, though, was a gentleman came up. Shout out to Kieran. And
shout out to
I think
Kieran.
he bought a hat, right?
Yeah.
He bought a hat and was just saying, you know, how he loved the designs, And then he's about to walk away and stops and says, by the way, I love you guys' podcast. It's like, what?
To which I died.
Right.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I love you and Ken's podcast. I was like, well, if you don't look at this. Well,
Kieran
look
said
here.
that when he's out on the farm, he just is out there cracking up to himself, listening to the Unrefined Sophisticates.
Come on. That's great.
Looks like we got to get back to recording.
Yeah, Kieran needs new episodes, bro.
Yeah.
Although there's like 200 and what episodes?
I mean, you know.
Is it closer to 3?
It's definitely over 300 episodes.
Oh, my God.
Put some respect on my name. Thank you. I'm really trapping by yapping out here. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, Kieran's got plenty to check out. And if anyone has not heard, if anyone is listening to this or watching this and hasn't heard the Unrefined Sophisticates podcast, 1, you're tripping. 2, there are at least 300 episodes for you to check out.
Really
wow.
want to check out like 2. It's get tricky in the beginning.
Yeah. But if anyone, have any of you guys, production team, have any of you ever been to the night market? Okay. All right. Okay. So Jess knows.
So we were the
newbies to it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I was not prepared for the rave out there in the food court.
Not at all.
That was sensational. And the DJ, I wish I would have found out who the DJs were. The DJs were killing it.
They really were.
Open format, killing it.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
So let me tell you really quickly that getting there, I was, setting up by myself. And on Friday.
The setup looked amazing, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. On Friday, I'm there, I'm getting my stuff together, and then I didn't get outside, like to the outside of that thing, until almost the end. Like, I
on the first day or the second day?
Yeah, on the first day.
Wowzers.
And it was a party.
Yeah.
Like a full-blown party out there.
Yeah.
tons of food trucks, big bar, tons of seating. It was amazing.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Wow. It was. I walked out there, like, they had the speakers strategically placed throughout the entire inside. I didn't even make it to the second floor. But no matter where you went, it was loud enough for you to hear the music and enjoy it, but not too loud where it was overpowering the vendors. Right. So that was done very well. You missed this. On Saturday, one of the security guards was telling us that there's a gentleman outside that plays the saxophone during these markets. And he was playing it so loud that the vendors on the inside were having an issue hearing the customers. Like, he was out there jamming.
Yikes.
Kenny G was out there doing the thing. He was doing the thing. It's going down. PDX Kenny G. Going down. Anyways.
I mean, listen.
Yeah.
Hometown heroes. I do understand Kenny G is not from here, but he did spend quite some time.
Did he?
Yeah. Kenny G used to live here.
I don't think I knew
Get
that.
familiar.
I don't know if that's
that curly
necessary.
hair just blowing in the wind as he plays the flute. Huh? We loved it.
Apparently.
I don't know where he lives now. It's probably like Astoria.
Oh, wait, he might still live here.
He definitely could. For sure. He could for sure still live here.
Him and Will Ferrell out here kicking it.
I mean, would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang,
where's that going? Make more sense if he was hanging out with Fred Armisen or something, but I don't think Fred lives here anymore.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. I could see that. Dang, where was I going right before that?
Sorry.
The music. Right. Because the outside. Okay. And then, yes. Okay. I was talking about how great the music was on the inside. So I go outside and I'm like, yeah, I'm expecting some food carts and stuff. Cause I recognized one. Shout out to Nacho PDX. I recognized their truck when I was parking day one. So I'm coming down the ramp and go around the corner and it's like 8 food trucks in there. Nice variety. And then there's a sea of people. And then there's like an elevated stage for the DJ. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's just a block party out here. You literally could come in the night market, not buy a thing, and just hit the club in the back.
You could do that.
Yeah.
You could absolutely do that.
Phenomenal. It
was very cool.
Yeah. Line down the block and around the corner.
To get in?
To get in.
They also have it's free to go to the night market, but if you don't want to wait in line, you can be at Disneyland and pay $10 to just cut the line.
I didn't know that. It didn't. Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
I wasn't mad. And the reason I'm not mad is you're not charging to get in for it. You know, like if you want to wait, you can wait.
Yeah.
If you are like, must get in, must shop now, must get to the club, whatever the reason is, must get my tacos.
Shot o'clock.
It might be shot o'clock.
Yeah.
Which, you know. Is it shot o'clock?
It is not shot o'clock. I checked. It's only 6:49. Yeah. Well, I'm not this.
Shot o'clock somewhere.
Okay.
No?
No, it's accurate. That's why I had to concede. It's literally shot o'clock somewhere. Probably at least 4 places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. Got beat at that one. Mm-hmm.
Probably should have shot glasses for shot o'clock.
Oh, my God.
Next Monday. No worries, guys. I'm on it. Right on top of it.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
So thank you for all of your help this weekend because that really was a 3-person venture.
Yeah.
Needed to have
some coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you very much. It was great.
It was a pleasure. I'm looking forward to the next one. For sure.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was our weekend. Nothing else wild happened, which is good.
Well, I learned this about myself. So I think I have mentioned that I don't really sleep through the night anymore, and I wake up a lot, and I will be up in the morning, 5 to 7:30, and then I'm ready to go to bed. And you can't go to bed at 7:30 in the morning when you have to do stuff.
No.
But I have been doing that, and then that messes up my whole everything. So Friday night, get home, almost dead. like, this is it.
Drained.
I ate and went to sleep.
Nice.
That was that. I slept through the night.
Nice.
Saturday. Oh, wait. I tell Bree, like, I actually slept through the night. And she was like, so maybe you have to run a marathon every day to sleep through the night. And I was like, yeah, well, if that's the case, that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, Bree.
Saturday happens. So long, so involved. Get home, eat and go to sleep. Slept through the night.
Nice.
Last night, up all night. All night.
I pity the you.
What
Hey.
What I do love about this watch that tracks your sleep, seeing that I was awake longer than I had, like, the sleep, like the restorative sleep, is pretty great to know. That it's just not happening. So what do? Someone help.
Jeez.
Is anyone in the chat giving me medical advice?
Do you want to just accept medical advice all random from the chat?
I didn't say I would do it. I'm asking if it's in there.
Yeah, you're soliciting.
Yeah.
Right.
Why not?
Okay. No.
Doesn't mean I have to do it.
This is true. Have you heard about... Okay, so Ray-Ban did this collab with Meta.
Start over?
Ray-Ban?
Oh, Ray-Ban.
Glasses. Yeah. Did a collab with Meta.
Okay.
So now you got, smart glasses with a very low profile. Looks like a regular pair of Ray-Bans. But they got cameras in them, and, you're doing AI, AR, VR, AI, all the letters, things with the glasses. Right?
The new alphabet mafia.
This is true. So some Harvard students hacked them.
Tight. To do what?
Now, here's the thing.
Did they make them X-ray?
Here's the thing. Most people, and they're right, would be concerned.
That you could
and
hack
say,
someone's glasses?
This is an improper use. It's a slippery slope. Things are going to go bad. This isn't good. Me, once aspiring billionaire,
oh boy,
which is a requirement to either be Tony Stark or Bruce Wayne in real life. I hear this tech and I'm like, oh, do you need a grant? Like, okay, so this is what the kids.
What is the matter with you?
So this is what they did. They hacked the glasses to the point where if I had the glasses on and I take a look at Kyle, it'll grab Kyle's face. Immediately,
but not like a face hugger.
Not like a face hugger. It'll select his image.
Yeah.
Out of everything in there because it's showing that I'm focusing on him.
Yeah.
And that it will use AI and do a complete internet search like instantly.
Absolutely
to the point where that it now generates the data and it's like Kyle lives here, works here.
Nah, bro.
So you're watching them like approach people and it's like, oh, like one of the kids is like, hey, aren't you such and such from such and such? I think we met at da-da-da-da-da. It's so good to see you again.
No.
And the woman's like, oh, hey, yeah. And just like, I do remember.
Oh my God, that's exactly, I would literally say, oh, I definitely.
Who wouldn't?
For sure met at the one place that I was at.
Right.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? Listen, okay? Again, I gave the little disclaimer in the beginning. This is MI6. This is what I need. What's the other movie I couldn't remember?
We still never came up with that.
Oh my God.
Something to do with gentlemen.
Yeah.
The League of the Guys in the Back Room. I don't remember the name. Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No, that's another awesome film.
Okay.
They should have done a sequel to. It's not too late. I still want it. But either way. What? Walking around with the shades? Just
okay,
Jarvis?
so the hack. So the hack was them adding the ability to
dox people in real life.
Dox people in real time.
Live doxing, if you will.
What's the purpose of the glasses without the live doxing?
I don't know. Who cares?
Oh, like
I
definitely.
No, honestly,
I did because
honestly, I think all they really did was give the live doxing to the consumer. I'm pretty sure if Meta made these glasses with Ray-Ban, they're taking all the data anyway. So all they did, they put the data in the hands of the consumers. This sounds good.
It sounds like nothing at all could go wrong.
When does this go to market?
Capitalism has gone too far. I'm going to be honest. This is not innovation. This is bad. And I'm a person who, like, all of the, what's the movie called? Her.
Yeah. Oh, man. Her was so good.
All of the things happening in that movie, I want. I want the AI personal assistant that can respond to all my emails. That
Kingsman.
Oh, that's totally what that's called.
Kingsman.
Wow, just
that's
interrupting
the movie.
a black woman.
Sorry.
No, I don't even know what I was saying. You see how it goes?
You're saying all the tech in her.
All the tech in there, I want. I want the AI assistant who will respond to my emails, who will, tell me if I need to read this thing.
You know what's so funny about you saying this? That when you have to engage with Alexa, it's like, ugh.
Well, because I don't live in that universe where they're not using it for evil. Alexa should not even be in my house. She's listening all the time.
To that point.
Yeah. What?
Is it Amazon? I believe it was Amazon that got fined 25. Yeah, it was Amazon. They got fined 25 million. Okay.
For just listening?
So.
Are you sure it wasn't Google?
So.
Because Google.
Amazon has been recording children's voices. So when a kid is like, hey, Alexa, can you tell me where my mom is or whatever? Whatever engagement the kids are having with Alexa, Amazon has been recording their voices. Well, probably to use them in promos or whatever. Like, just,
Oh.
From a marketing standpoint, you got a bunch of kids' voices. You can do whatever you want with that.
I mean, you can't, but I guess you can.
So then the FTC was like, hey, you can't be doing that. And they were like, for sure we're not. Like,
I believe you, and I also wouldn't do that.
As of you saying this, we're going to stop doing the thing that we definitely were not doing. Don't even worry about it, guys.
Sounds right.
Only for the FTC to find out later they lied. They never stopped doing it, and they got fined $25 million. So I wish I could remember the woman that was having this conversation online, and they were saying $25 million. Does that sound like an actual penalty to Amazon?
Literally, no. That's not. No. That's not. No.
No.
It's not a penalty. It's an annoyance.
If that.
But it's a cost of doing business.
That's not even a day's worth of sales.
I mean.
Globally. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Sure. I just mean it's so little in the grand scheme that it's just that, this continues to happen. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're going to hold you accountable. At what level? Like, people who make no money get fines that are in the thousands of dollars that they can't afford to pay, right?
Don't find me, bro.
There is a couple right now in Portland being told that they need to spend $20,000 to remove a tree in front of their house.
That's not even on their property.
Right.
Right.
That's astronomical. That is an astronomical amount of money for people that are just working class people.
I
right?
tell them,
and I don't know if that couple is. I have not I don't know how much money.
If I was, I'm gonna say tell Rene to pay for it.
I would also say that.
He's got me pay for everything else.
And then someone would find that it wasn't even a violation of campaign finance law. Oh man.
I'm sorry. I got so excited.
I am unable to do that. My brain cannot then keep me on track. I have no idea what I was just saying.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about the people that, just the fines.
So the fines. Yeah. So those are astronomical to regular working people. $25 million to billion-dollar companies, or what? Maybe they are trillion-dollar companies now. I don't know if Amazon's a trillion-dollar company. Probably not. Probably close. Is laughable. And so for me, it's you get these teeny tiny fines in comparison to the, capital you actually have. But the folks that don't have capital get fined for, like, the fine for not having your car registered or whatever, like expired tags. It's crazy.
Yeah. Isn't it like close to 300?
Yeah, and it's like the people that it's expired mostly because they can't afford to do it.
Right.
So it's not like... Anyway, 25 million is laughable.
I just Googled what their daily sales average is.
What'd you find, Jamie?
1.6 billion.
A day?
Yo, you should have seen me. I was like, oh, don't interrupt. Okay.
No. A day? Per day?
Yeah.
What
that
is a day?
So it says that accounts for Amazon's total revenue of a whopping $575 billion in 2023, up from $514 million the year prior. Scattered over 365 days, that comes out to just under 1.6 billion a day.
Moment of silence.
So to bring it all full circle. Bring it all full circle.
Yeah.
All I need is one day of Amazon's revenue for me to be in the place where I can give these kids the money they need.
Okay, Dr. Umar. Who are the kids? Do the kids need Batmobile golf carts?
No. These Harvard kids need to be able to take these glasses
to market.
Well, I don't want everybody to have them, but yeah.
Wait. You are saying
what?
Once you get $1.6 billion, you will approach the Harvard kids.
Yes.
I don't mean to call you kids.
Students. Yeah.
And you will ask to buy some for yourself?
I will, I'll have a conversation with them.
Oh, wow.
I'll have a conversation. Make them an offer that's mutually beneficial.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Absolutely. What?
So what do you want the doxing glasses for?
I don't know.
There's
so many possibilities. What?
Would you use them for good or evil?
There's no good or evil. Everything's gray.
Oh. Everything's gray.
Everything's gray. Good or evil. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
good for you is just evil for somebody else, you know?
I mean, okay.
I'm being facetious.
Suppose.
I want to be clear about that for anyone listening. I am not this type of person. However, that's dangerous. That it is dangerous. With the limited amount of tech that we have today, with the limits on the tech we have today, and I'm going to zero in on men, we're already plenty dangerous. We do not need the ability to dox in real time while already harassing women.
Damn.
Nah, that's not cool, bro.
This is on brand for, no. What did they do before they hacked them? Because you know that Facebook, in the beginning of Facebook, before everybody else was able to get in, and it was like you had to have a
college account.
Harvard ID. Well, it was on their campus first. It was like, this is how you stalk someone.
Yeah.
This is how you find out where they are on the campus or whatever.
It just came full circle.
Yeah.
Dang, son.
Like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
You're just walking, you're out and about, and someone can be like, and I know exactly where you live. Yikes. That's the last thing we need. Have you ever seen an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit? Do we need Olivia Benson to call a bus? It's crazy. Wheels up. Have you ever seen Criminal Minds? The things are crazy that are happening out here.
Listen.
We got a cereal. That's all I know.
Jump straight to Criminal Minds. That's all.
If you have access to that information off rip, like you don't even have to try. All you have to do is look at them.
Yeah, it's wild.
Bro, there's no. How much money are we going to have to spend as taxpayers when, like, Rene Gonzalez's information comes up that he likes white supremacists? Like, we're going to have to pay for that on the doxing of the glasses now? You
know what's so funny? As you were making that point, you were like, how much money are we going to have to pay for the glasses? I don't know, MJ. Again, I'll be hesitant to take them to market, but I'm sure, I promise you guys, I don't have billionaire dreams anymore.
Well, speaking of Rene Gonzalez.
Yes.
I just don't know if you saw this because I missed it and it was a couple of days ago.
Oh my God.
I don't know, but I'm going to ask the question. Is Rene Gonzalez capable of following the rules?
The rules are not for Rene.
Fair.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's what he believes.
Yeah. Everyone else needs to catch up.
And so for the supporters of Rene who are like, he's the one for us, he's going to, I don't know, fix the city. I believe they think he will do. When he doesn't follow the rules for them, it's like, see, he's an outsider or something, right? Like it's
right.
He's taking charge. He's not messing with your bureaucracy or whatnot. But this that's not what's happening. Rene is literally doing campaign finance, like breaking the rules kind of all over the place. Whether the city auditor and the first for the Wikipedia found it to be that or not, you're going to have to, without an explanation on why it's okay that we just paid that money for somebody to edit his Wikipedia page, it's a no.
Oh, the Eric Adams of it all.
Well, so now he, on any billboard that you do that is over 6, I think it's square feet, has to have a paid for by.
Yeah.
And he has one that's like 28 square feet, no paid for by. You don't get to do that. And why is it important? Maybe you're like, why do they have to say this is paid for by someone? You have to know who is the money behind different campaigns, the advertisements, the attack ads. Like, it just appearing doesn't work.
It's such a goof.
So there's one, and the city auditor did say, you know what? That is breaking campaign finance law. And I'm going to issue a stern warning about it. Here's a letter. And that letter says, don't do it again. Watch yourself. I'm not quoting.
This is like his third violation, though.
Just in this run?
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
This is someone poised to win. This is...
I don't understand how he is supposed to be the stability that we need, but he also can't seem to do anything the way you're supposed to do it. And I'm talking the degular rules. I'm not talking the things that are going to get something done. Nothing he has done so far in breaking those rules, in doing those, it's all for him.
Right.
Each time he called the police on someone who didn't do anything to him, that's on him. Like, why are we paying for that? And why would we be fine with this is the person who wants to be mayor?
That's where I was like
you don't get to be the mayor if you can't follow the simple rules of how to get the job. Like, you are currently in an interview process and you're literally saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
Each and every turn.
Yeah.
And then expect us to be like, rank Rene.
This ain't the mayoral behavior, bro.
It's not the mayoral behavior we want. You take that to New York. You can take that to Dalton. Nobody wants that around here. Like, we don't want Ted Wheeler. We don't want Ted Wheeler 2.0. Like, that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for the more Republican Ted Wheeler.
Isn't it wild that if you had to choose between Ted Wheeler, and I mean had, so don't try to take a third option. If you had to choose between Ted Wheeler and Rene, you'd choose Ted Wheeler. It's wild.
Next topic. There is a third choice. There are other options.
Flaunting the rules once again.
I'm sick of this dude.
Yeah.
Also, just things I'm sick of. The Oregonian Editorial Board has endorsed Sam Adams for Multnomah County Commissioner. And what the fuck is that? Does anybody live here that does that? Like, the thing was like, if you want change, if you want to inject some change into our county, Sam Adams?
Wasn't there like some sexual
predator Sam Adams?
Oh,
groomer Sam Adams? Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Like, be for real for once. This kills me. I'm sorry, I'm not probably supposed to cuss this early.
No, we're good. Yeah.
The thing is, the short-term memory, and I obviously understand the irony of me saying anything like that when I can't remember the thing I just got interrupted about. I get it.
That's different.
However, the short-term memory of politics in this city, in this country, in this world is absolutely fucking insane. Sam Adams wasn't that long ago. It wasn't long ago enough for people who have lived through that to be like, you know, actually, he's got a point. He should not be, same thing as Donald Trump. You shouldn't be able to run.
Yeah.
Sam Adams should not be able to run. You were literally ousted.
Right. You should be chilling, running like somewhere else.
Harassing and being with underage people. Like, what are you doing? Why would anybody even take him seriously? And this is why cancel culture isn't real, because you can absolutely be a sexual predator and keep getting a fucking job. And there's something wrong with that. Especially when that job is supposed to be taking care of other people. No, you get to be a greeter at Walmart. No shade to greeters at Walmart.
No shade. No shade.
But you don't get to be in charge. You make bad decisions, period. So you don't get to be in charge. And I don't actually want to hear about someone else's bad tickets or something like that when you're a fucking sexual predator. I don't want to do it.
Right.
And like trying to sort of whitewash that whole thing. And it's like, well, was it that bad? Yes.
It was terrible.
Yes, it was that bad.
Yeah.
And it should not, was it not that bad because it was perpetrated against another man? Is that why it's not that bad? Because I feel like there would be a little bit more outrage if it were different. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Either way, though, there's never enough outrage when it comes to sexual predation, because what world do we live in where we are just seeing people be held accountable for heinous acts. Mm-hmm. Again, where is Olivia Benson? Mm-hmm. Heinous acts that they were doing for 25, 30 years that were open secrets in whatever industry they were in, and now they're getting called to the carpet, and people are like, Diddy wanted to buy NBC. Fuck y'all.
Now.
And fuck Sam Adams.
You mentioned short-term memory. Us as citizenry, often, I don't even know if it's forgetting, but choosing to just move along. So there's a couple of things, right? The first being a pitch for the Doc glasses. If you have the Doc's glasses,
what the fuck?
You put them things on, you see Sam Adams, boom, it all comes flooding back, right?
But it also gives his address. We can't have that.
Well, you can't. The other thing, but no, seriously, in all seriousness, if this were to have happened in politics 20 years ago, I feel like he would not show his face.
Wrong.
You don't think Trump has changed the political landscape where this stuff is, all the things that we're seeing now are like super acceptable or more acceptable?
Okay, maybe I misunderstand what you're saying.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, where have we gone as a society where someone who got ousted because of that could even feel comfortable and then get an endorsement from a media outlet to come back into politics? So,
and I'm saying we're in the same world.
Okay.
Clarence Thomas is a Supreme Court justice and has been for like 25 years. Mm-hmm. There was a huge scandal with Anita Hill. Who was the villain in that?
A black woman.
Who was the villain within that scenario? Mm-hmm. Anita Hill. Like, Clarence Thomas didn't get any shit for that the way he needed to. You should not get to be a Supreme Court justice after we find out that you are being a sexual predator in your chambers.
Right. But in this situation, Sam was the villain then, right?
Sam is the villain, but I'm saying in no portion are they really the villains, because they end up being fine. So my point is, it's not different.
So to me, that was a stark difference. In that situation, looking at the balance of power there, distribution of power there, regardless of what Clarence actually did, he was never seen as the villain, the victim was. In the situation with Sam, he was seen as the villain, was ousted, and now is able to come back and still be a hero.
But so to my point, he really wasn't the villain. If you are able to come back and do this and have the fucking Oregonian being like, yes, we need this guy, then you weren't really the villain. It was Ted Wheeler made you leave, right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that he was treated like the villain that he was or is in any of the rest of his outside life or what he was doing. And the fact that he can be here now running for county commissioner means he wasn't a big enough villain at all. And so to me, ain't shit changed. Ain't shit changed. That was a 17-year-old boy that he was dealing with. And you want to give me the Jay-Z, I didn't start messing with her or him until they were 18? Fuck you. Fuck out of here. Like, it's a lie. And it is villainous behavior. Yeah. And for them to be able to just come back and get jobs and be all the most popular so-and-sos, like, I'm tired. We at no point have changed enough. We have not done, it is not different. Same shit with Bill Clinton and
Monica Lewinsky. She was villainized.
Absolutely. Her fault. She was breaking up a happy home. Bill had no culpability, right? Like, come on. So 20 years ago, 30 years ago, power dynamics weren't even being talked about.
Right.
It's just like, oh yeah, Anita Hill worked for me. She didn't want to testify and they forced her to testify and then they made her a villain for testifying to her own sexual harassment. Wild for the night.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, no, fuck Sam Adams and any sexual predator that gets to just like pop back up. You don't get an interview here.
Nevertheless an endorsement.
Nevertheless an endorsement and nevertheless fucking votes. Absolutely not. Be for real. I'm sorry. I'm going to flip the table.
Okay. MJ.
I'm not supposed to. I get it.
Kyle, don't clap.
I'm trying to look away so that I don't flip the table.
Kyle's going to get you riled up.
I know. I was looking over there to myself, to the nothing.
He's terrible. Listen, anytime you get the urge to flip the table, just remember that your laptop is actually on it.
It's such a good laptop today.
Okay. All right.
I have great stickers, so. I'm big mad today.
I'm
and I didn't even realize it.
You got radicalized.
That should fucking radicalize you, though, that you should be upset when you see people come back into the fold that have no business being there.
Yeah.
And at some point, these positions of power have got, it has to matter who's in it. And how the fuck dare you say you're injecting change? If we want to inject change, we need to get someone who already was doing stuff here? What do you mean? In what regard? What was his homeless plan? Unsanctioned, but like, we need to have more, I don't know, tiny homes. It's the same thing as Dan Ryan.
Who endorsed him?
Of course he did. Another person who should be fucking nowhere near politics.
I'm looking at his endorsements now.
I know that white people don't love to hear these things. But there's no fucking way that any of these white men should be able to be doing any of the things they're doing right now. And I blame you. Go on.
The Multnomah County Deputy Sheriff's Association.
Enough.
Portland firefighters. Willamette Women Democrats.
Okay.
Political Action Committee.
The liberal daughters of the Confederacy. Yeah. Let me go ahead and look them up.
Yeah. As I confirmed, yes, Dan Ryan, definitely. There are a bunch of names on here that I don't know because I'm not from here, but I'm pretty sure if I read them, you'd be like, oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Wow. Okay. And Jesse Burke also. I think I was saving that for last to get that reaction there. Yeah. Then there's a huge list of individual supporters. I don't want to read that list because what if I recognize people in here? Like, what, George? Why are you on here?
I want to stop. You got to go back to Jesse Burke because I got to make sure that I remember who Jesse Burke is. Mm-hmm. Jesse Burke is the one who owns a hotel or something
Society.
Downtown.
And she ran
in Chinatown
for county commissioner
and
position.
Talks about her community. And when she talks about her community, that is business owners.
Correct. Because business owners are a community.
Certainly.
They are a very marginalized and impacted community.
Yeah.
That is dealing with a lot. So
they're dealing with a lot of the symptoms of capitalism and they refuse to recognize it as such. And any person who is looking to be leadership in this city has to be more serious. Like, we cannot accept these half measures because we've been doing them forever. We cannot accept people talking about the community, but that community is business. There are people dying every single day.
Yeah.
I do not care about your hotel. I do not care about the business that you have downtown that someone is sleeping in front of. If the thing that you're not trying to do is make sure that we find a way to house that person, fuck you, shut up. That's simple. Because everything that you want to do is displace people so that you have an open doorway to charge too much money to sleep downtown. Hotel ain't that cute. Sorry. Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. If you are the person who is getting endorsed by the Business Alliance or the Journal or the blah, 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 and then also the police and also the fuck off. And every single one of us should be like, thank you. No more. I don't want Mingus Maps. I don't want Rene Gonzalez. I do not want Sam Adams. I do not want Dan Ryan.
Right.
I do not want these same people who have fucked our city up and then somehow blamed the individuals that are actually dying on the street. They don't get to be in charge. I'm sorry. I'm also yelling. Kyle, I'm sorry.
So I was going to
turn my mic down.
I was going to
this is going to be
read her quote because I wanted to be clear. When you go to Dan Ryan supporters page, Jesse's at the top. Then there are community leaders, north and northeast wide support from neighborhood business district leaders, then organizations, then individuals.
This is for Dan Ryan or for Sam Adams?
This is for Sam Adams. And Jesse says, we're watching political decisions devolve into oversimplified ideological values rather than policies and votes rooted in proven methods.
That is fucking rich.
And measurable goals and objectives. If we hope for meaningful change, we cannot allow ideologues another seat in this critical office. I hope you'll join me in supporting
Rene
Sam Adams.
Fucking Gonzalez. What do you call Sam Adams? These are not ideologues. These are not people that are only standing on the name of standing on being a Democrat with zero policies that do anything for anybody. This is a person who is telling us that we should not have anybody who is
You're an ideologue. Oh. You're the one coming up with all these grand ideas and ideas about, fantasies about what could happen in the utopia. No, they're not ideologues. They are by the book, lock people up. These are the proven methods she's talking about with measurable goals. Put people in prison. Do sweeps. Look, we swept everyone and now there are no homeless people. Proven methods.
Except for there are, and they're everywhere. And if your idea is to have Rene in there so that we get tents with Apple tags on them, F off. If your idea is to get Sam Adams in there so that he does the same thing, F off. Like, spending our money to waste it on things like tracking tents and not helping people. Rene Gonzalez doesn't even want people to have tents. Sam Adams doesn't want people to have tents.
He definitely doesn't.
They're using words like unsanctioned camping, but they don't say anything like you shouldn't fucking call the police and make fake reports. Like, get out. Get out.
No, you're such an ideologue.
I'm not blindly partisan. I don't even fucking believe in the system that we have right now. I could not be further from. But what these people are absolutely that. it's impractical. Like the things that they're talking about wanting is impractical. It's not real. And it's inhumane.
Yeah.
So what would I want anything close to that for? There's no way that you can reframe keeping people in shitty scenarios because you can. There's no way you can reframe that to me that that's their fault, that they're choosing that. When you say I'm giving you the option between a shelter, help with, I don't know, referrals to places for addiction services, or jail, the shelter that you are offering these people, which number one, we don't have enough. And two, they're not offering shelters. They're offering referrals.
Right.
You don't get to just, I'm not going to go to jail tonight. I'm going to go to this shelter. Thank you. That's not even what happens. Dang. Because we've done nothing but waste time, waste money, waste lives. That's it. And more of that, I'm not willing to do more of that. I'm not willing to do another cycle of politicians who are just performatively saying they care about people when really this is just a job.
Yeah. It's
just a job that has nothing to do with actually taking care of people, making the city better, none of those things. Excuse me. If any of those people wanted the city to be better, right? Just even in the business portion of downtown, why have you not added trash services? Why have you not added porta potties for people? Why have you not added mobile showers? Why have you not given more money to the nonprofits that provide these services? Why have you not made it a more livable situation if what you want is a clean downtown? It's incredibly possible. And you're deciding not to because poverty is a policy choice. This could be different.
Well,
and it doesn't take that person not doing fentanyl anymore for it to be different. It can absolutely be different in so many other ways that has nothing to do with what that person who is literally victimized, dealing with all of the bullshit of capitalism and every other ism that is there. Mm-hmm. It could be different. It could be better. We could be on our way to a different scenario. And instead, you are asking us to vote in people who will make it worse. Hard pass.
Well, if you view people as trash, there's only one way to clean downtown.
Lock them up.
Yep.
But when I say them, I think you know who I mean.
I see a quote on here. After this, we'll go to break. This is Scanner, May 2020. May 1st, 2020. He's a strong leader and was a popular mayor. He's accessible, decisive, and executes quickly. He knows how to avoid ponderous procedures, so typical in city government.
Why is a quote from 2020 anywhere on a thing for 2024?
Why is the Scanner even saying that?
They may have felt that way then. I don't care. Why would you be getting to use that in 2024? Did they say it again? Because show me where the Scanner is still endorsing Sam Adams. 4 years later, you don't get to use my quote, fam. No, you don't.
Isn't that still
there's got to be something with that.
Regardless, isn't that still after he was ousted? 2020?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This is not me saying that the Scanner said the right thing.
Right.
This is me saying they got it wrong then, fine, but you don't get to get my quote from 4 years ago and use it for today. That's them talking about him in a different capacity. That's not them talking about him being county commissioner. Like you don't get to do that. That's misleading as fuck. Period. Sorry, so many cuss words.
This is what we can't do on Thursday.
I do want to take a moment. Got to make sure that you're aware of the amazing work that our sponsor, the BBAO, has been up to.
Yes. The Black Business Association of Oregon is currently offering inventory, technology, and emergency grants.
Access to tax preparation, business credit programs, and direct technical assistance for Black-owned or majority Black-owned businesses based right here in Portland.
To apply, visit the BBAO website at bbaoregon.org to view the requirements to submit.
Do you need any of these services? Because it's your time.
Boom.
Make sure you're hopping in on this. Act now. Applications opened on October 1st, and they close October 31st.
So visit bbaoregon.org for more information.
And go follow them at BBA Oregon on all of the socials to stay up to date with announcements.
This grant cycle was made possible through Prosper Portland.
Meow.
Boom. Welcome back. On the break there, we had Lupe Fiasco's Chopper.
Oh, that's a treat.
I feel like it's interesting.
You're welcome.
I picked that song ahead of the time, right? But then the energy that you gave before the break, it was kind of like perfect. Led right into that. Like, yeah,
it's a good one.
It met you.
Match my energy, please, with every music break.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which story to get into. There's a couple of things that are just completely ridiculous, and Candace Owens is one of those stories. If you'll remember, she did the poignant documentary about
not poignant.
George Floyd and his actually not dying by the knee of Derek Chauvin, but by the fent. Died by the fent.
Yeah.
And she proved it to Kanye West. And then he told all of us about it.
And then, is that before or after he ran for president? I can't remember.
I think he's still running for president. I don't know. I think he's...
Was that a catalyst? Is that what radicalized him? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, no. He was ready
to run before.
I don't think you remember who Kanye West is.
No, it just with his political aspirations, I couldn't remember just where that fell within the timeline. If that was, but I think you're right. I think he'd already announced by the time they started hanging out.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason that she was ever talking to him is he was like, I'm going to run for president, and also I believe in a lot of the things that you believe in. And then they wore matching White Lives Matter shirts and held hands at some place. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it a fashion
show? It was a fashion. Yeah, fashion show. Yeah.
She's been investigating Kamala Harris's genealogy. And if anybody was wondering, she is, in fact, 23andMe or whatever the Ancestry.com. All of them will be sued, I'm sure. I don't know which one is the one that now has just sold all the data. Like,
I think it is 23. Yeah.
Just giving it up.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, they're giving it up, all right.
So I am confused by any of this, like, is she or isn't she black conversation, because isn't part of the reason that they think she's unqualified is because she's black?
Right.
Isn't that part of it?
Yeah.
So is she or is she not? Are you proving yourself? I don't understand.
If she's not black, isn't she qualified? Is that what you're saying? Like, or
at least more qualified than they're leading on,
Yeah.
Is she a DEI hire or not? If Candace is able to prove to the world that she is actually not a Blake, then should everyone vote for her then?
But if you don't see race, why does it matter?
Well, who said that? Candace sees race.
She sees race?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She sees color. She sees race. She is not culturally black, I can tell you that.
Oh, you ain't have to tell me that.
And that's why her investigation looks real fucking shoddy. Because what I saw, and I do my level best not to spend too much time with Candace,
Nah, can't.
She's a lot.
It's migraine-inducing.
With all of absolutely. With all of her questioning Harris's racial identity, which is actually very clear to everyone. This is such a waste of time. So I'm sorry for wasting your time and even talking about it. But she's saying that there are inconsistencies and that her father is from Jamaica but doesn't claim her. So I don't know if that means you're not black if your dad don't claim you. I don't know. But also he does. Like there's been no question about who her dad was until, I guess, now. And one of the clips of Candace saying, you know, look at all these black people she's in pictures with saying auntie and uncle, and then come to find out they're not even related.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not what she means. That's...
Oh, no, sir. No, certainly.
No.
If you'll remember, she did go on The Breakfast Club. And they said to her, God is good. And she said, yep. And to be clear, they said, now if somebody says to you, God is good, what do you say back? And she was like, yep he is.
Oh. Damn, son.
That's not the right answer, guys, for Black culture. That's
people are
that's a self-report.
Auntie, and they're not related.
Yeah. So like, who does that? What? So, you know, there's another clip that was inserted into one of the things I was watching. That was someone asking, what do people on the street, because that's the only way that we get information at this point in life. What do you call your parents' best friends' kids?
What do you call your parents' best friends' kids?
Yes.
They're your cousins.
Thank you.
All day. That's not even, what are we talking about?
There's nothing to talk about. Because their parent is your auntie and uncle.
Right.
Because they're best friends with your parents.
Until they piss your parents off.
Indeed.
For some adult reason that you don't know. And then your cousins don't come over no more.
Or
and
you
can't figure out what's happening.
And you have no idea.
As much. And then it's like, you don't see them. And it's like, what happened to my aunt and uncle? And you see them in the grocery store and your parents is like, don't say nothing to them. And it's like, well, what? Now we're unrelated.
Everything you just described is absolutely true.
It's traumatic for children.
She did not, I don't know, have that experience and does not understand that, you know, there are people in your life and in your community that you would call auntie and uncle. Which is not just culturally Black, to be clear. Like, yeah. I think it's more culturally true for most cultures. Yeah. Like, I think maybe not European cultures. Yeah. Like, wow. I can't think of any of the Asian communities that don't. Right. Southeast Asian communities that don't. We know that is culturally a situation for at least all of the Black diaspora. I'm sorry for this face I'm making here. It's quite the pickle got caught here. This is kind of like a con of the Doc's glasses. If she were wearing one of them? Yeah, if she were wearing the Doc's glasses and got that question, God is good, it would have told her. And she could have faked through that moment. Could she have, though? She could. Those glasses. I mean, I don't know what the glasses... The power of the AI, the silicon chip behind those glasses would have found the right answer, if only from Black Twitter. And I really love that answer or expectation, but the people who programmed it aren't Black. And the people that programmed it don't think that... Like, think about how ChatGPT started. Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't even tell you anything true because about race relations. Because it'd be like, whoa, that's stepping into something a little too much. I'm not going to be able to deal with that. Who says that? All right. Who's gatekeeping information on what they would call urban? You know what I mean? So, like, how would they have that answer? Doc's glasses are back on the table. Now, I just typed in God is good. Somebody has to take your laptop away. Absolutely not. Kyle? I just typed in God is good into the Googles. And the first thing that came up was all the time? Yo, I didn't even get a chance to, there's like a couple songs. God's good all the time. I'm assuming these are gospel songs. Man, she's in a cultural deficit. Very much so. So that already happened. That was like a year ago, right? And then she jumps into this. Thanks, son. In which she is saying, see? Those aren't even her family members. She's just in pictures with Black people. Who's to say she's a Black? Who does this help? I want to go back to the thing of if the reason she is not qualified is because she is a Black woman, making her a non-Black woman means what to y'all?
Also, Candace, you're a black woman. So what does this disqualify you from?
Sort of.
I mean, sure.
She's one of the good ones.
We need to change subjects now. I'm not doing this with you.
I just think that that's what she would say.
I'm not like those blacks.
I think anybody's still getting a relaxer who knows that that is linked to ovarian cancer at this point, but you have spent 40 years or 38 years, however old she is, with your hair straight, and you wouldn't have any idea what to do with it not. I don't really know that she considers herself that. I mean, she'll say it. She does say it out loud. I am a black woman.
As a black woman.
Yeah, because then that gives her credibility to say that Kamala is not a black woman. Or I'm a black woman, so I know that that black man, George Floyd, did fentanyl. I don't, it's just all... I'm a black woman, and I like the police, so should you.
Candace, fix it.
She is such a detriment to society.
As a whole.
As a whole. Every single far right, I don't even know how far right it is anymore, but right?
Right.
Influencer or whatever they get to be called. They're all just this. They're just so detrimental because at some point, the truth has to matter. And it has yet to matter to her. Only in moments that are really, really, really clear cut. No, and I take that back because once you add black into it, it's no longer clear cut for her. And I don't want the job of having to say that black people are unable to pull themselves up by their bootstraps every time they are killed by the police. I don't want the job of having to make it okay and explain why that black person shouldn't have been alive before the police showed up.
Right.
Detrimental. Detrimental to black people, detrimental to everybody else, but also detrimental to white people who did not get the education about what the hell happened in this country ever before, need that education. If they run into a Candace, if they run into a Nick Fuentes, any of those folk, before they are able to understand that they're just about to get lied to for however long that stream is on.
Right.
They get radicalized real quick.
Mm.
And the radicalization looks like what we're dealing with right now, where everything is polarized. Is it an apple or an orange? Everybody has an opinion.
Right.
It's an orange. It's not that big of a deal.
Unless
it's a black person holding that orange, and then it's a
very
banana.
Well. Yeah. Oh, wow.
And that banana is harmful because it looks like a gun.
At least you didn't say it was a watermelon, so that's good.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm not a racist. Watermelon. Wow, ambush.
I mean, you went banana. You didn't go too far. Okay.
I was going for the shape because then it could be a gun.
All right. Okay. All right.
I missed it. So.
That's pretty good for a non-racist.
Thanks.
All right.
That is the thing that I'm upset about.
Yeah.
Today is October 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody knows what that means, but it is, in fact, the anniversary of what Piers Morgan would call an unspeakable act of terror that nothing at all, and I do mean nothing, could justify.
That was very interesting.
This was the surprise attack from Hamas on Israel. I believe there were close to 1,100 people that were killed in that attack.
I think you should put surprise in air quotes.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to say surprise.
There we go.
It was the attack that by Hamas that Israel knew it was on its way.
Precisely.
And said, actually, go ahead.
Yeah, we don't believe they're going to do it. What can they really do?
I don't think they'll do it. I think it was, yes, please attack so that we can get a move on.
Mm-hmm.
This has not ever been off the table.
Right.
This has been a part of the plan. And the thing is that that's not me an opinion. That is Israeli government officials saying this is the plan.
Yeah. Before,
somehow we keep saying, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know why they didn't. We could never know that they wanted to do something. This isn't genocide. Genocide looks different. That's actually what Hamas is doing is genocide. Actually, that's what this is an anniversary of people victim blaming.
Yep.
365 days of victim blaming people who were living in apartheid for over 50 years. And nearly 45,000 people, Palestinian people, are dead. And that is a very conservative number.
Yeah. Over 10,000 missing, also conservative number.
And just as, so right now, in this moment, there is another hurricane, Hurricane Milton, I believe, that is hitting Florida.
Yeah. Kyle was just talking about that.
Right after Hurricane Helene hit Florida, Georgia, where else? North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already in a bad spot, right? We're already in a bad spot with Helene. Who knows what Milton is about to do? Because I just read that it is the 5th heaviest Category 5 that has been recorded.
Ever.
On this side of the world.
Jeez.
So for Helene, FEMA announced that they were basically in a $9 billion shortfall to be able to help on the same day that the U.S. government sent $8.7 billion to Israel. And that should radicalize you. And that should radicalize you whether you know a victim of Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Milton, Hurricane whatever, like Katrina. Like, you don't have to know the victims of these natural disasters to know that being left to die is not okay. Being left to die by your government because they chose to give the money to a war to kill other people across the world? Nah. There should be nothing in anybody that sits right with. Like, you should not be like, dang, that's wild. And then like change the channel. That should not happen. On the same day, the same fucking day that FEMA said, we need $9 billion to help, they said, sorry, we ain't got it. And then Kamala Harris went on fucking TV and was like, $750 to every victim of the hurricane. That's a whole lot looking like Trump in Puerto Rico throwing out paper towels to me.
Right.
People who just lost literally everything they've ever had. What does that $750 do? They can't even get to a hotel. What did the colleges do to the students in North Carolina that were trapped? They didn't do anything. What did the prisons do for the people that were trapped? They didn't do anything. They fucking left them in their cells with no water.
Yeah.
With no food. That's what the U.S. government is doing. And you can tell me the prisons are privately owned, and that is also the U.S. government's doing.
There's the contracts, yeah. So it doesn't really matter.
No, it really matters because we can't hold those private companies accountable the way that we would be able to hold government accountable.
But it's the government's job to hold them accountable.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's either way, yeah. Like, yeah. So
I'm just saying they've removed themselves even more a step, and that is even worse.
That's on, yeah.
To your point.
Contractors, it's not. So it's been a year to the day. The U.S. has spent, in support of the war, $17.9 billion.
And I don't know if anybody knows this, but Iran is in the mix now, and they're
not here.
I'm pretty sure we don't want it. I'm pretty sure the whole Iran nuclear deal was about not getting in the shits with the country with nuclear capabilities that you have no good allyship with or a relationship with. Mm-hmm. I thought that was the point. Mm-hmm. Netanyahu and his government has declared an all-out war in the Middle East, and I refuse to look at it in any other way. Right now, and honestly, in the last 2 hours, this could have changed, but it's my understanding that many of the Middle Eastern countries were like, this ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right.
No, the U.S. cannot use our airspace. No, you cannot use any of our air bases. No, you cannot use any of our things. That's Qatar, UAE. I'm forgetting like 2 other places. where you would assume that, maybe that the U.S. would have some ability to flex or whatever they think they could do.
Or
and
they said better relationship.
No. They said no. They said, we're not a part of that. And you're not a part of that. Or you don't get to be a part of it on our land.
Right.
When it comes to this war that we are funding and the other wars that we are funding, it's all imperialism, it's all racism, it's all inhumane in the name of capitalism, in the name of colonialism. And I know that people get tired of hearing these words, but when it's the answer, you need to hear those words. Mm-hmm. Those are the answers. This is colonialism. So every single time you were in school and you were like, well, but how did they get the land from the Native Americans? Death. They didn't ask anybody to nicely leave, and they were like, oh, you got it. Why would it be called a Trail of Tears? Because they were sad they left their house to give it up?
Right.
But they were being nice? It has been nothing but death and destruction in order to create the wealth and the power that Western countries have. The fact that, Africa is as big as it is as a continent.
Mm. And its resources stressed as
incredibly resource rich. Mm-hmm. And we have put so many people into poverty. We have put so many people into conflict. This is no longer the day and age where you had to wait for the history book to come out 10 years after that war happened for you to understand there was a different thing than what the media was telling you. We're not there anymore. Right now, you can know what caused this. Right now, you can know that context matters leading up to October 7th, right? I'm not going to get over this. Piers Morgan said there's absolutely nothing that could justify October 7th. He recognizes that they're living in an apartheid state.
Right.
Recognizes that Israel has control of their water and their power.
Right.
Recognizes that that's not cool, but doesn't recognize that as oppression. No, I'm telling you. He does not recognize that as such because it's just a circumstance. And this is what happens to people that don't really want to understand what has been happening. It's a circumstance.
Okay.
The man said, I sympathize with the plight of the Palestinian people. What's the plight?
Apartheid.
Is the plight being full-blown oppressed? Is the plight that they aren't in charge of any of their own things?
The reason I gave pause was because he can see it as oppression and just be fine with it.
Okay, that's also a possibility.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Because I feel like totally a lot of people you want me to believe you're not okay with oppression. But you actually are.
Well, so you're completely fine. So I definitely add that into an option for sure. Because if you can see that and you can understand what it would mean to live in those conditions,
right? That
you could live and not be able to freely travel to your home, that you wouldn't be able if you look Muslim. Huh? Like Ta-Nehisi Coates was like, I'm fine because I can tell him I'm not Muslim.
Right.
I'm an American and I'm not Muslim. That means, okay.
Good to go.
So in any point that you can recognize the oppression and say, I sympathize with the plight of those people, but them rising up and trying to become liberated is a step too far.
Yeah.
So I want to know what's the right response to being oppressed to the point that you are not just a second-class citizen, you are not a citizen of the land you live in.
Got to talk it out, man. You got to talk it out. You got to be able to want to come to the table.
Yeah.
Have this conversation.
Yeah.
And talk it out. And don't be hasty. want to rush to your freedom.
Time.
Take time. It's complicated.
Well, you haven't had freedom, so you really won't know what to do with it. You don't know.
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with
What do you want to do with all that freedom?
Slow down. Yeah. Let's show you how it works. This is very complicated, the thing that you're asking for. The lack of oppression that you're requiring is very, very complicated.
We're going to give you a Democratic Party there or system, and you just watch. That freedom's going to flow.
Do you want us to just pack up our things? Come on.
Actually, yeah.
We've created such infrastructure here. You can't just, come on, slow down.
And then we destroyed that infrastructure, right? Like you don't get to talk about, like, even the proportionality. That's a ridiculous conversation to even have at this point in time.
Yeah.
What would we be talking about that for? We know that this is disproportionate. We know that nowhere near the things they reported on October 7th are true. And they still talking about beheaded babies. Like, huh? Not true.
So that conversation that you were watching earlier today between him and Andrew Tate,
yeah.
Which, crazy. How old was that?
10 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's right around.
Yeah, it's right in the beginning of this.
It was the most odd thing to walk into the house and see. Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan arguing, meaning they're not on the same side of the coin, on my television. And I was just like, well, all right, don't ask any questions. If you listen long enough, you'll assess what's happening here. And it was additionally strange to be like, yeah, Andrew Tate's right. Like, Piers.
That was really my issue. That was like, how am I sitting here agreeing with Andrew Tate?
Gross.
And also lightweight defending him in these conversations. Like, this is a mess.
He, in his Tate way.
Taint way.
In his tainted Tate way. He was arguing and outmaneuvering Piers very well. Like, he was just making the points and stopping his counters and exposing, like, Piers, I see what you're doing. I'm going to say what you're doing out loud. Yeah. And then I'm going to go back to making my point. But it's just, I mean, all that aside, it is extremely annoying to hear Andrew Tate's voice.
Yeah.
It's just, bro, why do you talk like this? And
I don't think he knows.
Yeah, but that was strange.
Well, one thing about Piers Morgan is he doesn't know anything.
At all.
Like, he doesn't know anything. No. And so for him,
no matter the topic.
No matter the topic. So he's just doing talking points by a corporation that has given him those talking points.
Yeah.
And a bunch of those things he will tell you, I don't know that much about it. Cool. I'm so happy on your huge show that you get to talk about.
With all these panelists that you've pulled together.
Right. You get to talk about the thing you don't really know about. Because then in those moments, you're just a person who, facilitates a conversation. But here you are, like, he spent the entire interview basically trying to get Andrew Tate to say he condemns Hamas.
Which is interesting in the way that we see this happen with a lot of media personalities.
Yeah, because they don't have anything else to say.
It's that same question. So will you condemn?
Will you condemn them? So what? Yes. No.
Right.
What's the next question? Right. So I'm going to say no. If somebody asks me that, I'm going to say no. And the reason I'm going to say no is I'm sorry, that is...
it's a reaction.
Liberation is never going to be peaceful. And oppression is never going to be peaceful. So the fact that you are asking people that are completely oppressed and do not have access to any of the things that Israeli citizens have access to. You are asking them to be peaceful about their oppression and peaceful about their liberation. Suck my dick. There is just no fucking such thing. There's no such thing.
That was awesome.
So I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that was great.
Like that, the fact that they're still doing that, we're a year in and you out here talking about, do you condemn Hamas? Your mom. I'm not.
I condemn your mom. Is your mom Hamas?
I'm not. I can't.
Because if your mom's a boss, I'm condemning your mom, bro.
Right.
Condemn your mom.
I just, like, you are so worried about the wrong things. You are asking the questions about things that don't fucking matter. You are doing this because there is no real way to say this is justified. There's no real way to say what has been happening for 365 days makes sense. So it's got to be those terrorists did a terrorist act, so we had to respond to the terrorism.
Right.
I'm not, no. No, I'm sorry. If you are oppressing an entire nation of people, you aren't the victim. If you have the Iron Dome protecting you and you are actually doing the sniping, here's another thing. Why have snipers if you're just indiscriminately shooting people anyway?
Because
like the entire point.
It's more fun. What do you mean? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We always end up in this place where I smack you with the wall of the inhumanity, the realness of the inhumanity of people. They put sniping rifles on drones because it's fun. You're right. What you're saying is they could just wipe out the whole block, but they have drones equipped with the ability to, it's funner. We just sent them 8 million. War is not billion, 8 billion. What are you buying? It's not Doc's glasses. It's something better.
I don't know. Maybe it's a bunch of Doc's glasses. Maybe it's everyone in the IDF gets Doc's glasses.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's just part of the
They're having a ball. They're on TikTok.
Oh, no, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like every aspect of it is like,
what I was trying to say is, what I was trying to say is if you are, it is my understanding that you would use a sniper for accuracy, right? It's so that you don't actually get more people than you want. Like,
or you want the highest probability to be able to pick this person apart for a longer amount of time.
I don't know what that means.
So, like a child sitting in a car, if you just throw the grenade or just drop the bomb, that's over. But if I got a sniping rifle, I can let this go for 2-3 hours, which is what they were doing. Yeah,
no, I don't understand.
Oh, chasing people back and forth. Just hit your leg. Like,
okay, I guess you're jumping into the.
Okay.
Yes, that is the reality, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying from the jump, if the point of having snipers is accuracy, so that you are not killing innocent civilians, you don't get to then be out there doing the haha, I got you. Whoop. Still, oh, I got your nose. And then you're just still shooting at people. Like you don't. So at some point, we have to be saying that thing is happening and that they don't have snipers for accuracy and that they are indiscriminately killing people and that you don't need bunker buster bombs for a shack. That you don't actually get to target hospitals and schools and grocery stores and then say that was because they have 100 hostages left.
Right.
You can't say that they don't want peace when Netanyahu, who has literally said absolutely not to that ceasefire.
Yep.
Wouldn't do it.
Turned down multiple deals.
Wouldn't do it. And then you have the U.S. government being the dickholes they are saying, let's have a ceasefire. And also here's $8.7 billion.
Yeah.
I'd love if there was a ceasefire, but I'm unable to stop sending weapons. Bitch, what?
I mean...
McScuse me?
It can't be a year later with the conservative number of 45,000 Palestinians dead, and you're still asking me to condemn Hamas. Like, if that's still where you are, understand that I have a clear understanding that you're not actually a human being. Like, humanity.
Word to Salem's Lot.
Exactly. Humanity is something I don't trade that liberally. Not everyone is a human being out here, and people have to understand that. And the standards in which you move and conduct yourself, we kind of give people the benefit of the doubt that they have an equal amount of humanity when they don't. They don't. We gotta
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I know.
There is, I'll tell you, that is a shortfall of mine. Yeah. I have a hard time understanding that it's just like, oh, you just don't care. Like, oh, you meant it. Yeah. Like that is hard for me to keep in mind. And not like I'm, giving passes and allowing Sam Adams to run again or anything. Not
nothing like that.
But I mean, like, it is hard to just keep in my mind that there are people who just want death and destruction. Yeah. There are people that do just want to oppress other people.
And it feels good.
And for as much as I understand the mission of not being the one being oppressed and what those people do in order to keep that power, it still gets me every time that it's like, oh no, you just meant it.
Yeah, yeah. You'd have it no other way.
Oh no, this was just actually a plan.
Yeah.
This was premeditation here.
Yeah.
This wasn't like you needed that to happen in order to make the move. It just made it easier for you to make the move.
Right.
But like expanding the Israeli settlements, there should be none of that happening in the middle of war, right? It's apparently it's war, it's messy, and we can't control who we do and don't kill, but we also have time to develop the West Bank. Like,
and what? Put together, real estate conferences.
Well, do you understand how much beachfront property? What was it that Kushner said? Big fucking dummy.
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I'm a real boy.
Yeah.
This cycle of violence that is colonialism is never going to be okay. There's never going to be a moment. And what we are watching in real time is the same people who would have called Nelson Mandela a terrorist are calling.
Oh, absolutely.
Calling Palestinians terrorists. Oh, but not all. I love it when the, Israeli officials are like, we're obviously not saying all Palestinians are bad. We're saying
But you voted for Hamas.
But you voted for Hamas, so aren't they all bad?
There's a missile in every kitchen.
And just like the same, that context doesn't matter at all for that. Like you don't see that you're creating it, that you created it, that you don't remember that Netanyahu used to pay for it. Like, I don't understand how there's so much ire and so much opinion, but you don't have enough fucking time on your hands to read anything about this.
Right.
You don't have anything to say about the humanitarian crisis that has been created. There are people dead, 45,000 people dead. How many people were displaced? Palestine had 2.3 million people in it.
Right.
2.3 million. There are people right now telling you their entire family is decimated. Their entire family. They have nothing. Like, what? Just like the humanitarian crisis that is climate change. We are literally spending money to say it isn't real, and there's no reason for us to even worry about it. You think that war doesn't create a humanitarian crisis? You don't think it creates a refugee issue? You don't think that those people are going to need to flee where they were? Where do they go? Like, for everybody who is the victim of the West's expansion, you know exactly who to be mad at. They know.
Yeah, for sure.
They know. But somehow we can be sitting back all the way over here, no, worry of a missile hitting Lloyd Center, still talking about never forget about 9/11, but we have spent nothing but that time giving people reasons, giving people more reasons, showing people that we ain't shit. And you want us to just be fine with it? Like, absolutely not.
Yeah. It is interesting.
And now France is like, oh, actually, I'm not going to be able to give you any more money.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Finally?
Yes. Macron was like, I can't really say a ceasefire if we're still giving you money. Macron. It's just, this is what this does. Imperialism does this. Colonialism does this. And then we're going to spend a ton of money and time revising this history and saying that it was Hamas's fault and what was Israel supposed to do. And I wonder what those history books, if we even have them anymore, will look like.
if we even have them anymore.
And I mean that shit.
It's the crazy part.
What Rudo just told me yesterday was that, oh man, I think it's Tennessee. I shouldn't do this. Jamie, pull it up. Where's the city where they just made it, they have to have a Bible in every classroom or something. Not the city, the state.
State, yeah.
Wherever that is, they have implemented that it must, the Bibles that are going in there must include the Constitution.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. The Constitution and something else about the Founding Fathers. And apparently, I was like, well, that doesn't exist, right? Like, it's not. And he said that the Trump Bibles have.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
So it's a pitch to buy a particular Bible, not even.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a contract.
It's a contract. It's literally a contract.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild. And I remember, like, it started with just a conversation around a Bible having to be in every classroom too. They have to teach Bible lessons.
Right.
Yeah, the book has to be treated as like a historical book from which lessons need to be taught.
So what class am I learning that in?
Bible class. History.
Is it, I was going to say, is it going to be U.S. history that is giving me the Bible? That
World history. World history. That's what it will be. Yeah. That's wild. That is wild for the night.
It's just, I mean, come on. What part of this even sounds right? Sorry, guys, my internet went down. I really wanted to be able to give the exact, because there's money attached to that Oklahoma Bible situation.
To that deal?
Yeah.
That contract?
And it's a lot of money to put Bibles in schools.
Oh my God.
When, those same kids probably don't get to eat lunch. Because why would we pay for kids to eat lunch?
Oklahoma wants Trump Bibles in every school classroom.
Oh, I'm so happy I didn't make this up.
Ryan Walters, superintendent. Wow. A relentless focus helped push the small-town teacher who never ran a school or a district into the national spotlight. In July, he spoke along with other conservative luminaries at a summit in Philadelphia held by the right-wing parent group Moms for Liberty, a platform for several GOP hopefuls.
Daughters of the Confederacy.
Wow.
Aunties of the Confederacy.
Hey, they're not even related. Why are you calling them aunties?
Yeah,
wow.
we're cooked. I guess that's really all I have to say.
Bids opened Monday for a contract to supply the State Department of Education with 55,000 Bibles. According to the bid documents, vendors must meet certain specifications. Bibles must be the King James Version, must contain the Old and New Testaments, must include copies of the Pledge of Allegiance, Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. Must be bound in leather or leather-like material. They are wilding. The Bible has never, there's no version of all the Bible schools in different denominations I grew up in. There was never a version of the Bible that had all of that in it.
Well, I wonder why. I believe there used to be a separation between church and state. There is no reason that a book that is supposed to have been written 1 million years ago or something about things that happened 1 million years ago, no way can it have the Declaration of Independence from what, 1776?
So Walter said,
fuck Walter.
He believes the church and state separation is a liberal myth. So why not go full God and country by placing American civic documents right in there before Genesis? Yikes. What is this place? Where are we? We got to wrap this show. I can't do this. Are you kidding me? Dog.
Never the bidding is now open. Like, this is a joke. This is a fucking joke. This entire country is fucking cooked.
I am saddened.
Throw it away. Trash compactor. Dumpster fire.
I want to get
Oklahoma, what the fuck, man? What is happening? Why are y'all not in the streets?
I'm getting some Meta Ray-Bans. I got to make myself feel better.
Ambush?
I'm going to get them jailbroken. Who can jailbreak my Jones? All right. That's another News of My Fiance. Monday night, Raw Live, in person, live Raw, in the books. Thank you so much for spending quality time with us.
This episode was made possible by our in-studio crew, Kyle G of Residual Audio, Jess, and of course our remote quality control, Michelle and Rossum. Our studio sponsors. Sorry, I am losing it.
Sorry.
We Out Here Magazine and Spirited Justice for, again, hosting us each Monday in this beautiful space. Huge sponsor. Shout out to our new sponsor, BBAO.
Yes.
Out here doing the most and doing the best for our communities. And of course, big thanks to all of you watching, listening, and staying engaged with us.
For sure. Stay engaged with us all week. Follow us on IG at News of My Fiance. Follow me at Scambeezy. And follow Morgan Jones at Portland Morgan. Become a member. Sock it to our pockets.
Do it right now. We have a new member.
We have a new Patreon?
We have a new
patron?
We have a new patron.
Nice.
Shout out to Ella.
Ella,
our esteemed and friend of the show, our legal advisor. I'll put it that way.
I feel like our kids could call her auntie.
Absolutely. She is an auntie. Yes. Yes. And Kate.
Yes.
And Amy.
Absolutely.
Aunties.
Squad. Auntie squad.
1000%.
And again, thank you. Thank you. And again, huge thank you. There it is. To everyone for getting in the algorithm. Hitting that like, making those comments, smashing the subscribe button, and hanging out in the chat with us. Thank you ever so much. Extra special reggae horn for our fiancés. Like you said, putting that money where our mouth is.
Yep. We appreciate it.
Yeah. You know the deal. Don't let the individuals distract you from the systems. Poverty is a policy choice. People over profits, power to the people. None of us are free until we are all free. And we'll catch you Thursday morning.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. And you can catch this show streaming live on YouTube every Monday night from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And our podcast episodes are available everywhere you listen to podcasts except Spotify.